Are the Miami Heat looking to make an upgrade at point guard sooner rather than later? Also, the Miami Heat go for 6 straight wins tonight in the game against the Charlotte Hornets. That and more in another episode of Miami Heat Talk. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Ernest here, excited because we're going to rock and roll with another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Now, first things first, you guys, like I just mentioned, the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets play tonight. Our Miami Heat squad, first 10 games of the season, doing a nice 6-4 record, looking to get 6 straight tonight. Now look, say what you want about Charlotte, but last year, we lost 2 games to Charlotte, games that we should not have lost. This is an important game tonight, you guys, not just because every game's important, not just because it's in the standings, but also because you want to right the wrong that you did last year. The Miami Heat, you guys, won 44 games last season. That could have easily been a 55-win season had you beat teams like the Charlotte Hornets. It's like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, you guys. Last season, against teams under 500, Miami Heat had a losing record. But teams that were above 500, which means they had a winning record, the Heat won more games than they lost. So that means last season with games like this against a team like Charlotte, the Heat just didn't value them. They just didn't take them serious. They were taking these bigger games serious. So that's what the Heat need to focus on tonight. You need to close out Charlotte. You need to stomp your foot on their throats. And you need to get this dub. Now, even though we've won 5 straight, it hasn't been with a fully healthy roster. And unfortunately, tonight we do have some guys that are out. You got Tyler Hero, who's still out with the ankle injury. Unfortunately, you guys, Caleb Martin will not be playing tonight. It looks like that knee injury, you guys, was a lot more serious than we thought because Caleb came back for 1 game and didn't play after that. So I don't know if it's a re-aggravation. I don't know what's going on. You know how the Miami Heat is, you guys. They keep things very tight. They don't really let a lot of stuff out. So I'm just hoping that Caleb comes back sooner rather than later. The only thing that I can say it's a benefit is that the injury is happening early in the season. This is not something that it's playoffs, so it's really not something to hit the panic button. Even though we have not had Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin, who are our 2 guys that you want to go to this season, the Heat have still been doing fine. You know, you still have Jaime Jaquez Jr. who's stepping up. You got Josh Richardson, who's finally coming out of his shell, had a big game the last game against San Antonio, hit some big 3-point shots in the 4th quarter. You're seeing Josh Richardson's confidence grow. Drew Smith is actually working wonders as a backup point guard. Say what you want about Drew Smith, you guys, but the averages he's giving you this season so far, it's not bad. In 6 games, he's averaging 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals. That's quality production from your backup point guard. That's almost similar numbers than what you got from Gabe Vincent last year, just 2 points less. I think Drew Smith is doing fine as the backup point guard. But with that said, because we know that we have Kyle Lowry and Drew Smith as our only point guards. You can say what you want about Josh Richardson. You can say what you want about Tyler Hero being ball dominant point guards. But we know we truly lack a point guard. I love Kyle Lowry on this team. And look, I know I got annoyed with Lowry in the beginning of the season, but ever since then, he's come around. He's turning 38 later this year. You know what you have with Kyle Lowry. He is an incredible guy that you can have coming off the bench in the playoffs. I don't believe Kyle Lowry should be starting in the playoffs. During the season, I don't mind because you can get away with it in games like this. But when you go to the playoffs, you guys, as we know, you're playing against the best competition the NBA has to offer. And a 38-year-old point guard playing against some of these point guards today is not going to be easy. I don't expect Kyle Lowry playing starting minutes against another series against New York with Jalen Brunson. I don't see Kyle Lowry giving you 35 to 38 quality minutes. You need a point guard, especially come playoff time, who's going to give you that quality production. It has been recently linked and rumored. As of yesterday, an NBA executive spoke with several different outsources. It was posted on NBAanalytics.com, HeatNation.com. You can find it in Google, you guys. It's a rumor, but I want to talk about it. Apparently, there is something fluttering out there that the Miami Heat and other teams as well have interest in a possible trade for Alex Caruso. For those of you who don't know who Alex Caruso is, he's one hell of a defensive player, one hell of a dunker. He was famous with the Los Angeles Lakers, playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. This guy balls. This guy was also in the All-NBA defensive team last season. So when you look at a guy like Alex Caruso, he screams Miami Heat culture. He's not a guy that needs the ball in his hands. He's not a guy that's going to go out there looking to give you 20 to 30 points. What he does out there doesn't show in the box stat. He's one of the best hustle defenders in the NBA, a very good lockdown defender. He's the type of guy that you want to go against players like the Jalen Brunsons, the Damian Lillards of the world. Now, laugh all you want, but when a guy makes all defensive team in the NBA, that means he's a badass. That means he's a badass. I mean, Alex Caruso for the season's averaging almost 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a half a game. If you get a guy like Alex Caruso, I believe that you can implement him in the starting lineup. Alongside Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and your choice of Haywood Highsmith, Caleb Martin, or Kevin Love, that's going to be an incredible unit coming out there because you have defensive, strong-minded players. Now, the question is, what would you give up for an Alex Caruso? Because Alex Caruso is only making $9.4 million a year. He signed a 4-year, $34 million with Chicago So now he does have a tradable contract. But you can't just give up Kyle Lowry for an Alex Caruso. That trade will not work. Kyle Lowry's making almost $30 million. You have to fit the numbers with the salary cap. So there was a trade idea suggested, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this NBAanalytics.com, which, by the way, the NBA executive was saying that the Miami Heat are in desperate need for a point guard. I don't really think that's the case, but I will say we can definitely use an upgrade. That wouldn't hurt. But here's the trade idea that was offered. Kevin Love, Thomas Bryant, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and 2 future first-round picks for Alex Caruso. What? No! There is no way I'm doing a trade offer like that. There is no way I'm giving up Jaime Jaquez Jr. No way I'm giving up Thomas Bryant. I understand Thomas Bryant hasn't been playing recently, but we've seen that he's an awesome backup center for Bam Adebayo. You lose him, you only have Orlando Robinson. Hell nah. You need Bam Adebayo to get some rest. And trading Kevin Love, same reason. No, I understand the trade idea, but I don't think you give that up for an Alex Caruso. Do I like the trade idea for Alex Caruso? Absolutely. But we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. That's my point, you guys. What I think the Miami Heat should do is wait. Wait. The trade deadline is in February. You lost out on Damian Lillard. You didn't get Bradley Beal. You failed in the offseason. So it is what it is. This roster has shown that they can do it. Imagine what this roster would look like fully healthy. This is something I've been saying every year about this Heat team. But let's say we do get fully healthy. I think this team is good enough to compete with the very best the NBA has to offer, especially in the East. So what the Miami Heat need to do, don't be going out looking for a trade. Wait. Wait and see what happens. For all you know, in a month or two, there could be a disgruntled star getting pissed off and request a trade. Or there could be a team that calls the Miami Heat with an offer. We still have tradable assets like Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez, Caleb Martin. There's a lot of these guys I wouldn't want to trade. But let's not also forget, if you're going to trade for an Alex Caruso, you really don't need to give up all these players. Miami Heat have multiple trade exceptions. We have a $9.5 million trade exception that we did with Victor Oladipo's trade. You can throw that in a trade for Alex Caruso, maybe throw in Nikola Jovic as a filler. That is something I would be open to doing. Maybe a future first-round draft pick as well. I'd be okay with that. But I'm not giving up 3 players that's going to give me quality production for one guy. That's a desperate trade, and the Miami Heat don't need to do that. What the Heat need to do right now, you guys, ride the course. Ride the course. We're 10 games in. We're 6-4. We're at the top of the East right now. We're top 4. So there's no reason why you should be trying to make a trade because you feel like your team isn't good enough. They're showing they're good enough. Ride with them, man. Ride with this squad. Kyle Lowry's on the last year of the contract. You've already ate that shit for the last years anyway. Whatever. Ride it out. Because in playoff time, a lot of these players are going to be beneficial. Kevin Love, Jaime Jaquez, Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry. These are all guys that you're going to be looking at in the playoffs coming off the bench to help you produce quality minutes. We are going to have something in the playoffs that not a lot of teams in the East have. Depth. As long as we're healthy, I am fully confident that this Heat squad can make another NBA Finals. Laugh at me, say whatever you want, but I'll just use last year as an example, and can't none of y'all say anything after that. Currently construed, this Heat roster can do it. They just need to stay the course. So my question for all you guys, what do you think? If you have an opportunity to trade for Alex Caruso right now, would you do it giving up these players? Or maybe you think my offer obviously is way better, but it's having to wait to see who comes to you. That's what Miami needs to do, you guys. If we're going out calling teams offering trades, it's desperate. You don't need to be desperate. You're not 1-7 or 2-8. You have a winning record. We're winning. So I say you just keep it as it is, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Also, do you think the Heat's going to grab that 6th straight tonight? Because I definitely do. I see a Miami Heat victory of 108-99. It's going to be one hell of a defensive contest. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. Also, let me know what you guys think about Caleb Martin. Are you worried? Are you panicking? Or are you just like me thinking, hey, it's the beginning of the season, we still got time? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Most importantly, you guys, please help your boy out, grow this channel. Smash that like button, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for all my updates. As soon as I get an update, and of course, after the game, I'll be giving you guys another update. Thank you guys for the love and support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said.